welcome everybody to Tabletop Keyboard. I am Dustin, and my players are all back this week for Chapter 3 of iKindred, Mortis, Ultima. And with us this week, we've got Jeff over there. Jeff, tell me a little bit about your character, Nathan Sanchez.
Well, hello there. I am playing Nathan Sanchez. He is, in fact, a Bruja, who you may expect to be a rabble-rouser, and that is, in fact, the case. In life, he tried to work the system the correct way, and by the ballot box, and by going through the political science world, only to find that the gears did not turn, and he was impatient. So he took to the streets and became one of the dreaded. You know who they are. Antifa.
Dreaded. He upgraded from last game. He went from Occupy to Antifa in one game.
I nebulously somewhere out there. I don't affiliate with either of those assholes. I just do my own thing.
We're all fleshing out the origin. You know,
Yep.
it's tweaking it.
Yep. I have goals of becoming a talk radio host at some point, since I'll be dead. So there's that. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be fun. Hey.
Same thing.
Joining us again this week is Bofferin. Bofferin, tell them a little bit about Thomas Weller.
Well, Thomas seems a little too awfully familiar with these folks, and maybe it might help for a little exposition. Thomas grew up in a cult.
Oh, a cult.
Makes a little sense.
All about a little bit of that's why you slip into that whole trusting the authority.
Yeah.
Shanghaied into a different place, experiencing new things you haven't done before.
It's experiencing new things.
I have to be the person. I gotta interject. So in my head, prior to 2020, cults were people who wore strange robes and met in groves in the forest, to do some acts of ritual, something. Now when I hear cult, I think of the Tiger King and Doc Antle, and this little commune of people with cats running around, and it's like for some reason cult has completely changed in my head what a cult is, thanks to Tiger King. So now when you say you're in a cult, I'm like, oh, he's just helping take care of big cats all day while they.
Of course. You're imagining me now majestically striding a tiger and just flying off into the sunset with a rainbow dropping out of it.
Now I so badly.
Times I'm gonna be pissed off.
I so badly wish you were a gangrel now, so that we can make that happen. All right, and as we slide across, I'm your storyteller. I'm Dustin. I'll be playing everything else, not these guys. Levi, tell them about Second.
Second is just a normal guy who hasn't stumbled onto a global conspiracy that is, of course, not actually happening right now. And he hasn't been converted into a member of the undead. This is definitely not part of the conspiracy. He's absolutely certain it's definitely not happening. And you know what? He's going to be a good boy now because he got hit by a car and set on fire. Unless things change for the better. Who knows?
Who knows? Nobody
I'm positive
knows.
I'm positive.
We're going to get places tonight.
And rounding out our cast of characters this week again is Cameron with his character Omar. Tell us about Omar.
Omar is of the Nosferatu persuasion, so he ugly. He wasn't that good looking in life, so he's certainly not that good looking in unlife. But he does not have a whole lot of people skills, we'll say. Kind of freaks people out just trying to be normal. So the great looks really helps with that. He's one of those guys that likes to project build things, not like physical things, but I've got this great new business idea that you should come along with, and I've got this great new plan for this. So that's kind of his thing. And so we're gonna be using that now in our newfound unlife. We're gonna find a way to make Amway.
You open up a vampire.
Find a way to make Amway.
We're gonna sell Mary Kay to vampires. We're gonna figure it out.
He's literally gonna start up makeup lines. It's just called Blush of Hell.
My God.
Just put on your blush and go out on the night.
Oh, that's good.
Right. That's right.
Yep.
All right, so for those of you maybe who are joining us the first time, just a quick recap over the last couple of game sessions. These four individuals, as we will refer to them at this point, found themselves waking up in bathtubs not full of ice with their kidneys removed, but the next worst thing possible. In bathtubs with bodies hanging over them, dripping blood down onto their faces. And some of them may be a bit hungrier than others. And so what started out looking a lot like a Saw movie got grisly really quick as some of them had to devour their meals because they were definitely hungry. And others were maybe a little less hungry and just more mortified at watching what was going on, only to find out that they had been taken in and housed by a grotesquely large, fat, pizza-eating vampire by the name of Grub, who claimed to be responsible for turning one of them into a vampire.
May you rest in peace.
And in this crap house in this tiny little town where they were told that they were all fledgling vampires and that this place was known as the Hatchery, where they would bring new embraces so that they could be...
We took it really well.
They took it very well.
We did.
Like you would do.
Like you would do, as one would do.
We were well composed.
We were supportive. We sat down. We listened to all the exposition. We were good boys.
Yeah. They heard all of it over to the background of an episode of Ozark and then decided that Grub had to go. So, Second may or may not have started up the toaster with some cardboard and some wrappers jammed in it.
Try to have my voice heard.
And may or may not have, turned on the gas to the place, and poor Grub went up in flames. Just about the time
Hey, that place was a rat hole, and I'm sure there was leaky gas there that was there before.
Yeah,
There's
Clearly.
no proof. There's no real proof that I did that.
nah, no real proof. About the time that the second sire of a Tremere named Chandra showed up, who just tried to give them a ride to their new home. That's all she tried to do, but of course they ran. They tried to hide, and there was no choice. She had them ran over with her SUV repeatedly.
I mean, a building blew up behind us. We had to
And
It did.
and then a
I
building
still have
blew
the
up,
egg.
and Omar may or may not have caught a little bit of fire, learning that fire sucks.
He did.
So the group is somewhat beat up, badly injured, and maybe are slightly more now willing to listen than they were before. They do eventually make their way to their new abode, where they are all given then the chance to start to fortify up their new haven, where they will be living until they are ready to finish their accounting and be released to the domain itself, which they've learned is about 20 miles of rural area away from the city proper of New Haven. And that is where we're picking up this week. What?
Yay, cornfields.
do we come from New Haven, or is New Haven a different city to us?
No, it is roughly where you guys would be from, unless you tell me otherwise.
All right.
That is.
Okay.
So
Right.
that is where you have been somewhat dislocated or taken out of and put into this tiny little town. So if you need good reference points for those of you who know better, you've essentially woken up in like Rantoul,
Oh God,
and you have to make your way to
game
like,
over, man.
Champagne essentially at that point. So
I would like to go
That's
to
how you wanna
the
think
old
about it.
airfield, please. I feel
yeah,
like that's
some
the place I
some
should be.
shitty place like that. So that's kind of what you're dealing with.
Mhm.
Shitty.
So you guys are now at your new abode, where Thomas Weller set to making himself very comfy in the basement, and the rest of you were told to start healing up and start making yourselves a new haven out of the deal. Chandra was quite over the whole ordeal by the time she got you there, and fortunately for her, it isn't long after you guys arrive that the last of your sires makes an appearance. There is a rapping on the door. The door opens, and you see a rather tall, dark-skinned man with a black leather coat. And you can see the edge of what are short, not super long, but just short, what looks like dreadlocks that kind of stick out of a cap that he's wearing.
Okay.
And he comes walking in, closes the door behind him.
Are Nate and I conscious at this point?
Yeah, I think you are. I don't think you guys were unconscious. Were you?
We were when we were brought here. We
Yeah,
were
you
both
dumped us on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh,
we were
yes.
thrown in the trunk of the car.
You're
after we got
conscious,
hit by the
I
car.
believe.
I
Yeah,
didn't
you guys
remember.
should be.
I was thinking you guys were conscious. I was thinking you
All
were.
right. I will assume that I am.
I didn't think you got. Bashing
I just wanna
damage
double
heals
check.
at a. Bashing damage heals at
Yeah.
a 2-to-1, so it wouldn't
We
take you
spiked some
much.
blood bags for you. You know, those of us who can move around.
It was just a little sweet torpor. Don't worry about it.
Should have just paid attention.
This guy.
Freaking
All right, so
Weller.
Such a
Just
yes
buying
man
into
over
the
here.
cult.
Yeah, me and Nate and 2 yes men. Awesome.
Yep.
Bullshit up in here.
So he.
We'll get through
I,
this
for one,
together.
welcome and applaud our vampire overlords, and you guys should too.
Yeah.
No. Because you get run over by trucks if you don't.
Mhm.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You see, he
All right.
walks over and he looks down at Nathan as your knees are still somewhat buckled in backwards, if I remember correctly, being hit
Yeah.
by a car. As you're spending blood to heal up, they're slowly popping back into
Mhm,
place, which you feel the whole thing. It's extremely uncomfortable, but it is starting to move back into place. He kind of looks down at you and goes, "You know, I kind of expected this sort of thing from him," and he points at Second. And I might
Yeah.
have almost expected it from him, and points at Omar. But I ain't so sure I expected this from you.
That you didn't pay attention about me.
Now I'm gonna need you all to get up.
All right.
So go on. Heal up, boy. You can do it.
Feel pretty good. Feel fine. It's just a car accident. No big deal.
You know you walked away, didn't you?
Yeah. Can take more than that.
It is unfortunate what happened to Grub. I got the update from Chandra on my way over.
Yeah, apparently that house was a death trap.
Well, it's what he called home. Now this is your home,
That's what I hear.
but you have one more important lesson that you need to learn first. All that blood courses through your veins now. Ain't none of it yours. Ain't none of it gonna be created by your bodies. All that blood that you get, that's a gift. It is given to you, it can be taken right back away. At this point, you've been told about how we have to keep ourselves secret, how we have to do things from the shadows. You've come to understand and respect where kindred live, how they move, how they interact. But the last thing you need to understand, what ties it all together, is that the prince, the gift of the blood that runs through you, that is his gift to give and it is his gift to take away. None of you are here without his blessing, and none of you continue to be here without his blessing.
Yeah, where does he get his power from? You like a pointed or something?
In olden times, a prince held domain typically by the strength of his own fist. The harder you were to kill, the more likely others would cling to you out of necessity. Those whose blood was more potent, those who lived the longest, were considered sometimes to be the wisest. Their word would become law. The only common thread from city to city were those very, what they call traditions that have been taught to you by Chandra, Grub, and now myself. Before we can move on to the last of the traditions, I have to teach you this one, destruction. It's listed last, but it ain't the last one you'll learn. Hospitality will be the last one you learn, and that's what will happen when we take you to the domain itself. You are taken before the prince. At that point, he will determine if you get to continue being or whether you get hunted down. You've all been given opportunity. It's our job, our coterie, to help you understand that what you can do with this opportunity. Now, the prince is a fair man. You have taken blood that was not yours to take.
Are you saying you got made us without permission?
No,
That's not what I heard.
Grub is dead.
Yeah, I have no idea how that happened.
Is he talking to all of us, or is he just?
He's talking to all of you.
Yeah, this is happening in a room we're all in.
Yeah.
Why does everyone keep thinking we killed this guy?
I don't
I
know.
wasn't even in the house when it happened.
I wasn't even supposed to be at work today.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Clerks indeed.
Fortunately for you all, you're still under the accounting. So any mistakes you may or may not have made that would have led to Grub's destruction is unfortunately shared by me and the rest of your sires collectively. So a debt is thus owed, and a debt must be paid. But I believe in teaching opportunity, and I will not let opportunity go to waste. The prince has found out that there's another who has violated hospitality as well in his domain. An outlander, taking up residence right here in this tiny little burrow, not too far from our hatchery. The prince is none too keen. This area is designated purely for you fledglings to learn how to hunt, how to survive before we turn you loose into the domain itself. Since hospitality has been broken by this one, it must be removed. And the prince has seen it fit that this one paid for it with his blood.
Okay.
So, once you are healed up, and if you feel limber, we are going to go hunt. You'll get to learn You're going to learn the tradition of destruction firsthand, and for it, we will have paid back our debts to the prince for the destruction of iKindred, which he did not grant the blessing to be destroyed.
So wait, now we're assassins now, is what you're saying?
When the prince requests that you kill, you kill. When the prince requests that you create, you create. The blood is no longer your own.
So who's the guy?
An outlander from the family of vampires known as the Gangrel.
Okay. I think we've heard of that one.
Yes.
I don't know what any of this means.
I'm just trying to keep up, but that one hasn't come across.
Probably mentioned by Grub. He hated Gangrel. I'm not particularly all too big a fan of them either, but they play by the rules most of the time. But this one's come to town, and he did not present himself to the prince. He did not make his presence known, thus he has violated hospitality. He is not welcome here.
So is this like an old guy, young guy? Is this like somebody knows we're coming?
With our kind, age is a tricky thing. Whatever you look like today is what you will look like for the rest of eternity. 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now.
Isn't that a Norse word?
What?
Norse word?
What,
Gangrel.
gangrel? I don't know, maybe.
I don't know
Could be.
where they get that name from. It's just what they call themselves.
I'd look it up, but I can't get this phone to freaking work anymore.
Me and Nathan were the family Bruja, which some elder once told me was a witch, but I ain't no witch.
Okay. That's a plus. So what's our shtick?
We are creatures of passion, my friend. We are movers and shakers. Unlike our Toreador cousins who like to sit and fancifully talk about things we like to do, we're doers.
Alright, well then, I'm in the right group then.
I picked you for good reason. In time, we'll talk a little more about exactly what that might be. Hey, Rio.
Hey, Rio!
What's up, Rio?
So, first things first, what you need to know about our target, this gangrel. Their family, they're vicious. They're tough as nails. Perhaps maybe one of the most dangerous foes you'd ever want to encounter.
Great. Okay. So what then? Fire? That seems to work. Apparently guns aren't gonna be it.
Stakes will apparently stun but not kill.
And apparently we shouldn't worry about running each other over with cars. It's not a big deal, apparently. So, yeah.
My back still really hurts. He pulls his shirt back and it's just like charred.
Yeah, my face still stings.
Can you
See,
put
I'm
that
like-
away?
Probably fried on the front of my face a little
I wish
bit.
I could.
It smells like overdone pork.
Your first night was not particularly kind to several of you. My apologies for that. Once upon a time, we would have taken you off individually, just sire and child. But you can imagine that those didn't particularly always go so well either. Look, truth is, there's no good way to break this to other people. One day you're immortal, maybe your life is shit, maybe it isn't. You have one wrong encounter with a stranger, maybe even not a stranger. Then the next day you find out your entire life has changed. In fact, you find out your entire life has ended. That's a hard thing to take no matter how you do it.
Yeah, I'd say that's true.
But at least it ain't happening in downtown. It's not happening in a populated area. So, I know at this point, you probably don't know too much about what you can and cannot do.
I
Oh.
barely know how to do anything.
There are those of you who are going to be good at things like hiding and seeking.
Yeah.
There are those of us who are good at moving and shaking. And then there's you. He looks over at Thomas.
So far, I can see in the dark and smell stuff that I don't feel like smelling. I hear, like, sounds.
I think he's our Aquaman, guys.
I can hear sounds too.
Given enough
They just kind
time,
of sound normal.
you're going to learn all kinds of crap that none of us are going to understand. Chandra just kind of laughs.
Domine et spiritu.
And because this is an official decree from the prince, you'll have the backing of myself, Chandra, and wherever Taper's lurking around right now. But just as soon as this is done, we are able to take you to the domain and present you to a harpy, who will record you amongst the city's kindred once you can properly recite these traditions that we have taught to you. Then you'll be made full-fledged members of the domain. You'll be released to find havens of your own. But in the meantime, you are welcome to reside here as long as you need to till you are comfortable with your new situation.
I assume we ideally want to stay in dense urban areas so that way there's enough human population to sustain us without suspicion.
That is typically how it works. The prince keeps a very fair and very conservative number of kindred on the roster in his domain, which is why this gangrel has to go.
One too many mouths to feed.
Precisely. Now, till such a time that you all decide to go your separate ways, the four of you are a small coterie of your own. So, work together, if that's even something that's possible.
Now, it doesn't look like we're getting much of a choice.
Track down this gangrel mutt who's squatting on your territory and see if the four of you are capable of bringing him back here to me and Chandra. And then your final lesson of destruction you'll get to witness firsthand.
So you're
Go.
saying you're doing the killing?
So we capture, you teach us the right of destruction.
We'll show you how to do it properly.
Huh. So I kind of feel like we're soldiers getting sent to war without guns right now.
If I were you, I wouldn't hunt down this gangrel till you've had a chance to flex your fangs a little bit. Find yourself a snack. Make sure you're good and full, because this gangrel won't be.
Okay. So what does a gangrel do? Besides, like, hang out in cornfields and shit.
With a few I've met, they guard their secrets very closely, but most of them are really, really close to the beast. Something you all haven't particularly dealt too much with yet.
Wait a second. And I don't remember who it was who sat there and like freaked out and killed the person who like they were eating on.
I
So
was named.
when you say the beast, that's like the uncontrollable part of us.
Your instincts, yes. Your instinct to feed, your instinct to run from fire, the instinct to hide from sunlight. Yeah, those sorts of
Overwhelming
things.
hunger that can blind you to things.
Precisely. You'll feel it creep up when you're hungry, when you're scared, when you're angry.
Any way to control it?
Just through your own sheer will. Or in the case of a gangrel, they just always kind of walk the line with it. Over time, they become more bestial. They'll grow claws, they'll bare their fangs. Some of them even turn into various animals.
Shit, are they fucking werewolves?
No. Okay. You've watched a Viking movie at some point in your life, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
All right. The word's in Norse base. Berserkers.
Great.
that ain't all 8 foot tall and muscle bound or nothing. And only a couple I've ever seen carrying around any battle axes. Most of them travel pretty light. The most dangerous weapons they have are their own hands and their own teeth. Don't expect to get shot at, don't expect to get cut up by no knives. These things will get right up close and personal with you.
So what should we do? How should we do it?
Well, that'll leave up to you, but Gangrel are historically not necessarily always the brightest bulbs in the box.
Okay.
We know he's hungry. We know hunger sits there and causes people to lose control. So maybe some type of bait might be in order.
So what, you want to trap him somewhere?
Now, rumor is he came to town riding himself a Harley. On my way in, I saw a few of those such bikes down there at that local hole-in-the-wall pub.
Like a game. Great. Alright.
All right, so what I've seen thus far, our blood can heal us. Our blood, the blood we've taken, sorry, no offense meant, with the information offered, our blood can heal us, and we can do things with this blood, I'm assuming. One of the things was like we can raise our temperature to use our phones, so there's got to be other things that we can work on this, right?
Assume so, man. You have all those movies.
You can,
I picked up that fridge earlier pretty easy.
you can use blood to fool the mortals into seeing your complexion for what it always was. It will not help Omar much.
Yeah, him looking lively about now would probably be terrible.
I'm gonna be better served just staying in the shadows.
Yeah. Alright.
So, at this point, I'm going to leave you to it.
So you all know how to fight?
Not really.
It's a lot of silence. Okay.
I might be able to shoot a gun. It's been a long time.
Wow. Like not even like a scrap at high school or anything?
No, I did a lot of getting out of the way.
I used to get picked on as a kid. I won a fight or two, but that was about it.
What about you, second?
I'll be fine.
Okay. Well, I guess that puts me on the front. I don't know. Getting hit by that car makes me feel like I need something. A little something extra. Car didn't take me down, so I'm not gonna do good just to punch the guy.
Oh,
Going
I
to
can
a
tell you
bar?
this.
Are we walking to this location, or are we getting a vehicle?
Question.
Sir?
Oh, I thought you were talking to Jeff's character. I didn't hear you say. He kind of looks over at Chandra. Chandra looks over at her driver. Driver kind of rolls his eyes. We'll drop
There you
you
go.
off wherever you need to go.
All right, so we're going to be going into a biker bar, it sounds like. Is this actually a biker bar, or is it just a bar that bikers happen to be at?
It's just a bar, I believe. There just happens to be a few bikes out front.
All right. What about the cops?
What cops?
Good. All right. Sound like the firemen were on pretty quick response. Figure the last thing we want is cops rolling in on us. But if you say what cops, I guess that's okay.
Funny thing
What do I
about
read
these
off-
little
What do I
towns.
read off the? I want to read the driver real quick.
Yeah.
Perception, empathy. I don't have any empathy. I got 2 successes. Can I? What do I see when I'm looking at the driver?
When you look at the driver, you can see
With aura perception.
with
sorry.
aura perception,
Yeah.
you see a certain amount of. You see sort of a reluctant, kind of strange, odd obedience come from him. He is. You can tell like he doesn't really want to do this, but it's not because he doesn't like being a driver. It's as though he doesn't want to leave with the 4 of you. He wants to stay here.
Do his colors look like ours?
No. You this would be maybe one of the first times you've really tried using it. You can tell he's still alive.
Oh, I just know. Okay.
It's bright. His aura is bright, like a living person. Your guys' are all dull. When you look at the other companions and your sires that are in the room, they're dull. Their colors are not bright. By comparison, as the only living person you've really done this to, his is quite bright compared to the rest.
Okay.
So out of character, Dustin, how do you want us to deal with disciplines going forward? Do you want us to just use them
They're
and say
innate.
spontaneously figure them out, or do you
Yeah.
want to assume that we don't know how to use them?
I'm going to assume that they are innate as part of you. You would understand whatever powers you have from the blood. If you accidentally slip into obfuscate or accidentally start to notice you can see auras, you can describe it as such. But I mean, you can use them. No one has to explain to you how to do it.
Cool. All right. Good to know.
All right.
Spellcasting.
I assume that you have some pre. If those are the ones you picked for your character, you have some sort of predisposition for them already. Like, I would assume that Second probably has some knowledge of some auras or something if that's the route he's kind of going already anyway, so that he would innately kind of understand them a little bit. He doesn't have to have Taper explain it to him.
I'm just sort of placing the idea of staring at somebody so long, trying to figure out what's going on, that I'm going to start getting colors.
Right. Yeah. However you want to roll with that's fine with me. So, I think like Omar
Right.
accidentally slipped into obfuscate without realizing he did it. Like
Yeah, I
again
did.
last session. So
Yeah, makes sense.
I think it might be weird to like spontaneously do thaumaturgy. You know what I'm saying?
okay, that one is a little different, maybe, but yes.
Yeah.
But
But
Start casting fireballs, man. Go.
Go.
I am
you-
kind of experimenting, so let's give a try at something.
Yeah.
I'll basically try punching the wall. Think about moving my blood into my hand, and see if I can do a little more damage to the wall.
yeah, I mean, you can certainly feel yourself enhance your strength through the power of that blood. And you immediately feel yourself become a little hungrier the moment you do it.
Guys,
Hmm.
think about what you can do right now with the blood. Move it in your body.
That doesn't make any sense.
Look, I'm not really a strong guy if you haven't noticed.
Well, we're gonna have to pretend.
But I'm noticing if I take some time here, I'm getting stronger.
Okay, that's a plus.
Is this to happen tonight?
I don't know how long it lasts.
I mean the mission.
Well,
I'm
you've had a
assuming we
rough
start
night.
tonight.
You can. Doesn't have to finish tonight,
But it starts tonight.
but I wouldn't let that. I wouldn't let that Outlander get too much of a head start if you already have a potential location by which to start hunting him.
Of course
So what
not.
happens if we don't get him? He gets away. What happens?
If you can show that you've ran him out of the domain, Prince may take that as an acceptable solution.
And if he doesn't?
That's up to the Prince. I can't, nor would I dare begin to speak for him.
Okay.
Think of it like this point. At this stage, we don't even have citizenship.
Yeah, I get that, man. I'm just trying to figure out if this is life or death for us.
I'd assume life or death is probably the safe way to play it.
Alright, well, that means we got to go hard.
Until you are released from your accounting, my child, everything you do falls upon me.
This is really
Something I
stressful.
kind of picked up. Yeah, it is. Something I kind of picked up also is, debts seem to like be part of the currency here, along with the blood. A favor owed, a favor done.
No, better than money, I guess.
And once you're acknowledged by the Prince or his harpies as members of the domain, we'll show you exactly how all the rest of that works.
Alright.
So again, hunt, heal, learn, take care of this Prince's problem. After all, he's currently feeding on your hunting grounds. This is
So
your
look at
domain.
Omar's back here. That shit gonna heal up? This gonna heal
Sure
up?
doesn't feel like it.
So it doesn't seem like it's going away.
He'll have to feed quite a bit, but given some time and some effort, he'll be good as new.
Alright. Well, boys, we have to pretend like we can fight. Biggest part of it, from what I could tell, is just pretending like you belong there, right? Just act tough, stand together. Hopefully he doesn't have too many friends. And if he's as hot-headed as they say he is, we'll just get him to take us out in the parking lot, Shouldn't be too tough. Scratch Spike or something.
Do you know which one is his?
I don't even know what the guy looks like, man. But I figure if he looks as dead as the rest of us, he'll be easy to spot.
That's a good question. Did anyone get a look at this gangrel? Does he have a blush of life about him, or does he appear regular?
We don't know too much about him. Unfortunately, he didn't present himself at Elysium to the Prince. He didn't send messengers ahead to alert us of his presence.
How we know he's a gangrel.
Well, the funny
Or
thing
he, I
about
guess.
Outlanders is they're really good at sniffing out their own. One of the deputies in the domain patrols the area, picked up on him, trailed him out here this way. But since our coterie, and thus your coterie, is operating out here near the hatchery, it's our problem to take care of for the Prince. So his deputy turned tail, went back to the domain. One lone gangrel now resides here where he ain't supposed to.
Okay. Well, let's So what are you guys good at? They were saying looking at stuff, hiding apparently. So like spies or something. And
Yeah, I'm much better not looking like me or not being seen, I think.
yeah,
I accidentally did it earlier where I just kind of disappeared.
well that's useful, I guess. So you disappear, like invisible.
I mean, I think so. That's what it felt like.
Okay.
So we're like in a house or something right now, right?
Yeah, you guys are in your haven.
So I walk around the corner into another room, and then is unseen presence the one where you can actually move around?
Yes.
Yep.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's
So-
not too.
So I go around the corner and I'm like, concentrate. I try to turn it on, and then I just kind of like walk along the wall, out back into the room, back to the other side of the room, maybe like the opposite side of the room that I disappeared from. And then like once I get over there and I assume it seems they haven't noticed me, I'll just kind of pop out and be like, hey, I think it works.
Hey, Cam.
Yeah.
You see them?
Roll your manipulation subterfuge.
Oh yeah, that's true. You probably see me. Manipulation, subterfuge. I don't even know where that is. There it
Well,
is. Found it.
yeah.
Yeah, the talent's the bottom.
The diff is 7.
Ah! 2 successes.
I don't see him.
Good eyes, man. Good eyes.
Well
I
played.
just kinda tiptoe around the room.
Shit.
And then I go to the opposite side. I'm just like, hey guys. I just kind of reappear.
You see the Brewhawk kind of turns and looks your direction.
I think
Good.
it works.
We can work with that.
I think
Grub
I got
would be
another
proud.
trick, too. So I look at. Sorry, what's the guy we're talking to's name?
You never actually
He hasn't
introduced
said.
himself.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter.
He didn't introduce
So,
himself. He
so
just
I
said.
look at him, kind of like pay attention to him for a minute. Then I turn around away from everybody. Shake my head and I turn around. And if I roll right, I look like him, sorta. It probably doesn't look exactly like him. It probably looks like a shitty, like, if you're
Yeah.
doing a
Shitty version of it.
movie
You
about
got
this
Mask.
guy.
You got Mask of 1,000. You got the really good version of it because in Requiem it came Familiar Stranger where you didn't know what you were turning into.
Oh, I didn't
You
realize
just looked
that.
like
Yeah,
something that belonged in the area, so nobody would question anything. You couldn't exact mimic it.
Just had to figure out what they were seeing based on how
Yeah.
they interacted with you.
Yeah,
I just want to roll all my shit.
I really liked Familiar Stranger, but it was so much harder to roleplay as the ST because you constantly had to make up what they were instead of them telling you what they wanted. So it was.
I got 3 successes to look like this guy.
Damn.
Or look similar to this guy. I don't want
That's-
to look exactly
That's
like
plenty. Like he looks maybe slightly
Like-
shorter, but otherwise, like he looks just like him. Like
This is really weird, guys. But I feel like it's going to be useful. And then I shake my head and make it stop.
you see, Shander kind of gives him a golf clap. She's like, "Ooh, very well done."
Well,
Alright.
let's see if I can do something.
Oh, bears.
Anyone want to volunteer?
Yeah, sure. Bring it. What you got?
What you got? Bring it.
I don't know, man. Try jumping up and down. Dominate.
Okay, let's do this. Willpower, I think, is what your difficulty is, right? If that's the case, it's 6.
Okay.
This is the part of the game where
And
we establish we know how to use our stuff.
right.
Mhm.
So let's see. What's the roll for dominate?
I've got it pulled up here. Hold on, just a second. Oh, I'm not on disciplines. I'm on skills.
Actually found a decent price for the physical book, so I got that on the way from Amazon.
Background.
Nice.
Resources.
White Wolf fandom. Let's see what you say.
Disciplines.
How much did you have to pay for it? That's what I'm curious about. Because I kept seeing them for
Actually,
like,
wasn't bad.
Oh,
Like
I went the
$40.
wrong way. Went the wrong
$30
way.
for revised.
Oh, that's
Wow.
not
Copy I
Nice.
found.
bad at all.
I went the wrong way. I moved the wrong direction. So now I gotta go
Ah,
back to the
considering, like,
other
you know.
direction.
Are we looking up Dominate? Because I got the book right here. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you got
Yes,
it first?
yes.
Dominate.
Nice.
What do you want to know?
The
One
roll.
pip, dominate. I think it's like a one-word command, if I remember.
It is a one-word
Yeah,
command.
it's a
Yes.
Manipulation.
one-word command. Manipulation, intimidation,
Manipulation.
difficulties, target's willpower.
Yep, it is target's will. So that is correct.
Manipulation, intimidation.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have guessed
Yeah,
intimidation, but
I got a 6 willpower.
So 6 successes or 6s of my targets.
six is the target.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6 successes. That would make
Yeah.
willpower super badass.
I mean, it is already pretty
Yeah.
good, but
It starts with a pair of 10s.
Oh!
Nice.
all right. Well, we'll jump. We may
So-
potence jump here.
3 successes.
Okay.
You feel compelled
So,
to jump,
Through the-
whether you really wanted to or not.
So I trance a little bit, and we potence jump in the air. Apparently.
So yeah, when you jump, you jump up high enough that you damn near hit your head on the ceiling.
Shit, man. What'd you do?
I think I figured out something else I can do.
Okay.
I mean, he still jumps, right? Or is it just...
He jumps
that
once.
One act?
It jumps one time.
Okay. That's fair.
Be a hell of a lot better at basketball.
I don't know, man. Let's try something else. No, that would be degrading.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
Yeah,
So-
no. It's.
So it
I
seems
thought
that
about
you.
saying sit, but then it'd be like giving a command to a dog, right? And
It
that's not
seems that your the innate powers of your blood are starting to manifest inside of each of you. You're slowly learning what it is you can do, and the gifts that have been given to you proper. Your strength, your speed, your ability to dominate those are all things that you can slowly learn how to do with time and training. And you're just now experiencing the tip of the iceberg.
All right. Well, you said I'm a mover and a shaker. What does that mean? Obviously, I could jump high.
You'll find that the power of our blood gives you tremendous strength and speed.
Like it.
Not only can you dominate in those sorts of ways, you can dominate a room with your mere presence.
All right. Okay. That'll come in handy.
Chandra puts her hand on Thomas's shoulder and says, "You know that already you have the ability to control the minds of others, as well as see and smell things that others won't. But the rest of the things you are capable of, we shall not speak of right now.
Well, I told you, I've heard of Tremere and connected with the Hermetic Orders.
Your training will be very in-depth, and it will take a great amount of time. We will have to spend a fair amount of time sorting out the fact and the fiction from what you believe you've learned. Not all of it is true, but you know more than you realize already."
Oh, that's a plus. All right. Well, fast and strong. That's gonna help. You guys can see stuff. So let's figure out if he's there. Figure the best idea is we get him out of the place, right? Back alley or something. Out of people's prying eyes. Hopefully, don't get a crowd.
Gotta figure out what he looks like first.
I mean,
Did the sheriff leave anything of his that maybe we can get a scent off of? It's rudimentary, but
Unfortunately, like I said, Outlanders travel light. He was on
So
the
he's gonna
bike.
smell like a rabid dog, man. From what I can tell. Description, anyway.
Hell, he may look like a rabid dog by the time you find him.
He's in a bar, though, right?
Probably
Sure,
not
we'd
a
be
rabid
sticking-
dog yet.
There was a TV series called Sons of Anarchy. You ever see those guys on there?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
It's alright.
those guys look kind of like, I think someone who looks like a rabid dog might kind of fit in.
So we got a couple bikers to deal with then. One of them's not going to get up.
Yep.
See if we can find him first, and then we'll figure out what we have to do.
Sounds like it's
That
time to
probably
get a
sounds
drink.
like a good idea. Yep.
The driver will drop you off wherever you want to be dropped off at. Just remember, the vehicle and the driver, they're property. Don't bring them back with any scratches on them.
Let's have him drop us off like a couple blocks away.
Okay.
Well, first thing is we definitely need to eat first.
I'm looking forward to that.
Are you?
Oh, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not
it's
at
got to
all.
be done, I guess. So,
Got any more of those bags? That seems like a better way to do it. I don't remember if there's any
Well.
more bags here or not.
now they gave us enough for second night heal up.
Oh, that's
So actually, I'm at full blood right now, according to my sheet.
Are you full? Okay. I didn't remember how much you had by the time you got done healing. So
Apparently, I don't know. I thought you gave us blood at the end of the last game to cover it.
yeah, I might have. Now that I think about
I
it.
don't say anything, and I just wander out into the car, go in the back seat.
Gets into the back seat. Driver gets into the front seat.
Yeah, I'll get in there. I'll go sit
Guess
next
I'll
to
do it
second.
too. Omar takes shotgun because it's awkward.
I was wondering who was going to call shotgun.
Start asking the driver questions about his family and stuff.
How you doing?
You guys are a lot nicer than my friends used to be. Someone to call bitch.
I already got in the car, and unfortunately, it's you.
Oh.
Oh.
So you guys get in, close the doors. Driver looks at you. Well, where will it be?
Gas station.
Good call. He goes for the drives down. You realize this whole city is only maybe 10 square blocks to begin with. So he drives. As he drives to the gas station, which is of course is a Casey's, because everyone has a fucking Casey's, right? So as he's driving through the town, you do pass by the local hole in the wall pub.
Okay.
Literally referred to as the bar. It's called Hole in the Wall. And you drive right past it. As you go on past, you can see there are a couple bikes just parked out front. A couple trucks, like nothing spectacular. They're just there. You see one person standing out front smoking at the moment. You drive on past, you get down there, he pulls into the cases, and he's like, I'm going to go and get something to drink. You all good to walk from here?
Yeah.
All right.
Good idea.
I'll just sit down here, gas up, and I'll just wait for you, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like the best thing you could do.
Yep.
So, you guys want to do the scoping, and I guess I can go inside and pretend to have a drink?
Sure. I'm gonna keep.
Now, Levi, did you share with us that you saw a difference in the way we looked from our driver?
No.
I don't think Levi said a thing.
That's what I was thinking. I just wanted to make sure.
That's right, Rio.
Don't call him out like that. Dude, the cases is ever. I saw there was a funny meme. It's kind of related, but not. It said the first pictures from Mars when the rover landed, and it was a Mars landscape with a Dollar General on it. I was like, that's so perfect. Cases is kind of the second thing that would appear on Mars.
All right.
Nice.
All right, Omar is going to.
I start heading for the bar.
Okay.
Any pseudo gruff person he sees, and he's going to try to he's going to make a conglomeration of 3 or 4 people. He's just going to kind of look like that. Be like, I'm going to have that guy's hair. I'm going to have this guy's forehead. I'm going to have this guy's whatever.
You come out looking like a botched plastic
All right.
surgery experiment.
So
That's
you
fine.
guys-
Still looks better than me.
You guys walk the 2 to 3 blocks back down the street, where you see, like I said, there's one person standing out front smoking a cigarette, and you see the.
I go up to the opposite side door of the truck that's parked out front. Is it unlocked?
Mm,
Small town? No.
yeah, it's unlocked.
Okay.
It's old,
go
beat
into
up,
the
and you're
truck.
pretty sure the locks don't actually work.
Okay. I go in the truck. I'm looking for a lighter and anything that'll burn.
Okay.
Paper,
You can
wrappers.
you can find some strips of cloth in the back.
Okay. Okay.
You find at least one set of tool-like boxes
Okay.
full of various tools. You think that it looks like that rag might be used to check the oil in this old beat-up truck every now and then. You
Okay.
can see the black marks on it from where the dipstick has been cleaned off.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a lighter at all or no?
There is no lighter, but this is an old truck, and it has the cigarette lighter where if you push it in and it pops back out, it's hot.
Okay.
While he's doing that, looking at the bar, is it a big parking lot wrapping around it? Is it on
No.
one side? Is there an alley? Is there
It's
what's
there
around?
just on the main strip, and it's just they're along the street. There's just 7 or 8 spaces there in the front where you can kind of pull in, and a gravel lot to the side. Most of the people are just parked up there in the front. There isn't enough people there where anyone has to park on the side yet. Maybe one vehicle over there that's probably. There's 1 or 2 vehicles on the side, probably where the employees have to park. They're probably not allowed to park out front of it, but they park off to the side.
Okay. On the
All
side
right.
that is not obvious from the road, what's on that side of the building?
On the back side, there is not exactly an alleyway, but it kind of. I guess it would kind of be an alley. There is a very gravelly alley, and then yards and houses.
Okay. I'm gonna grab some wood, some sticks,
Okay.
off a branch or something.
Yeah, you have to
And,
walk back there towards the yard to find one. They're not out here on the edge of the road, but yeah,
Fine.
you can.
I'm gonna preset them in the back, at various places, just in case it comes up.
Okay.
Is this truck? Are the keys in this truck?
No, the keys are not in it.
I'm gonna attempt to hotwire the truck.
All right. So let's go with a. What skill do I want to use for that one? Because I think there's.
We're all rolling in here. None of us has a weapon. Great.
Nope.
Because I think I want to go ahead and put that under. I don't want to put under security, although that's kind of what I was leaning towards, but I don't think so. I don't really like computer for it either. So let's do streetwise. Let's go ahead and do intelligence plus streetwise.
Okay. What's my difficulty?
Always 7, I think, unless otherwise specified.
All right, I got 2 successes.
2 successes. So you pop open the side panel and you there. You hit it and it fires up. And you can tell it doesn't run well, but it runs.
All right, I sort of back up a little bit to the edge of the parking lot and sort of aim the front of the truck at the doorway out.
Okay.
Just like I'm calmly changing the position of the parking a little bit further away. So I'm perpendicular to the front door.
Okay. So you're just kind of blocking off the exit with the truck.
No. I'm setting up for a ramming speed.
Oh. okay. So you pull around to the side where you can pass through the front of it if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then I just leave it running, and then I find Nathan. Okay, so we can get hit by cars, and fire hurts, or fire kills. So we hit him with a car, we kill him with fire, and then we meet the Prince of Accountants, and then after we're done with the hospitals, then we finally get to go the fuck out of here so they don't destroy us, and we can make some sense out of this. So whatever you need to tell the yes men, I'm on board. That's just fine.
Right on, man. They made it pretty clear, though, we can't do this in the street, not where people can see it.
I don't give a shit about that. If she
they're going to kill us over it.
Fair enough. You want to lead him out the back then?
Yeah, you see these sticks I got laid around here? If that vampire shit's real,
Fair
maybe
enough.
that'll do the trick. Plus, there's nobody back here.
Pick up some matches on the way. That'd be helpful. And if they have, if you're feeling spicy, get a couple of bottles of Bacardi 151. I'll be in the back with the truck, and if you need me on point in the front, just let me know.
Hey, man.
It's a pleasure working with you. You're a consummate professional. I can't wait to get this done. I certainly absolutely love that any given fucking time my supervisor could be right here, right now. Isn't he delightful? I'm going to move the truck now.
Hey, man, do you got a wallet?
No, none of us do.
All right. All right, we'll figure this out.
I go through the truck. Is there any money in the truck?
Oh, man. You find a 5 and a few spare ones in the glove box.
Here's $7.
There we go. I'll get started. All right, man.
I do the
Stay safe.
exact same thing with the truck in the back as in the front. So I'm now lined up.
Okay.
So if you come out of the back door, blah, 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 blah.
Nice. Lama, 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 lama. Okay.
And if I could, where is the dumpster up against the back of the bar, or is it across the parking lot from the bar?
It's on the side of the building.
It's on
Over
the
by-
side.
It's on the side. The dumpster's on the side over there where the employees have to park.
All right.
It can't be in the alleyway because the alleys are only like 1 car wide. You know how those
I understand.
little alleys are. They can't put it out there.
I'll
Alley.
wander
I'm
on
sitting-
over. So couldn't you move the dumpster into a better position to like pinch the guy?
What are you thinking?
Since I don't have a map, basically, helping him figure out the best angle to get the truck, so that way, not quite cut him in half, but you know what I'm saying? We make sure that he is trapped in that dumpster. So he's going to have to sit there and move a truck. Or the dumpster.
Okay. I'm on roll 20 right now.
Okay.
Hey, is this a bar?
What are you looking at?
This
Oh, okay. The shape he drew on the map.
Oh, he's drawing
Like
on
that
the
paper.
thing. Okay.
Yeah, a little visual would be pretty handy at this point for me.
Where's the door?
Okay. So let me get my freehand out here, and I will draw in this fancy red color. All right. So this
Study.
is the road,
So
Right.
currently, Chad, we're looking at a purple rectangle.
and this is
With
the
a red
parking
road on the
spots here in the
left-hand side.
front.
Parking
And here,
spaces
we'll,
over there.
we'll switch it up. We're gonna go to some gray. This part over here is gravel lot, and
Gravel parking lot to the south. Parking
This
spots.
is
on the
where
west.
dumpster currently resides.
Dumpsters on the south side.
Dumpster's on the south side, and then we will go with this black here for alley before
Okay.
you get to yards.
Alley's on the east side.
Yards and houses on that side,
People's
like
houses
so.
are on the east by that alley. Ah,
Is
that makes
there a fence separating this alley from the yards?
Yeah,
Or no.
yeah.
There is?
Really shitty fence because everybody in these little towns has fucking dogs.
Yep.
So it's really crude, shitty chain link fence. But yes, fences everywhere.
Okay.
Probably swing sets and kids playing in backyards. Except this is late at night, so there's no kids. But there would be otherwise.
Okay. This thing's the truck.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
That is how I had it in my head, so I just wasn't sure where you were going to move the dumpster to at this point. So,
Nice.
Yeah, where's the back door at?
the back doors are. I'll locate the doors with this kind of a fancy darkish purple. Right here is the front door. Right there.
Darkish purple. Oh, okay, there it is.
There is a side entrance right here for employees.
So the front door is on the west side for the audience, and the south side is where the gravel and the dumpster is.
And then there is one right here.
And then one on the east side, which is in the back alley by the fence.
Correct.
Right.
I did not make a Roll20 screen on this overlay. My apologies, Chad. I didn't know we were going to need one.
We didn't know we were going to need one either. Just easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you
All right.
sort of
So what
thing.
door do you guys want to bring him out? Or get him out of?
Well, it depends on who's inside, man. Like, if we can get him out the back, that's cool, but it depends on what's on the inside. If he's got friends and shit, I want to make sure people don't follow him out.
I can get him out the back.
All right.
Somebody wants to drive.
I think I could piss somebody off pretty easy. But if you want to do it, man, if you want to step up to the plate, you do it.
Okay. I'm gonna sniff around at the motorcycles.
Okay.
Does I don't know what smells am I getting from them besides like gasoline? Do I get a smell?
Hey, Vancouver by night? What's going on?
Hey, Vancouver. Yes, it is every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Which
This
come
game
by.
is played. Thank you very much. We do a bunch of things at the channel, so you'll find a bunch of different shows. The alternate Wednesday, we do like a zombie game. We have 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, all kinds of stuff. So,
We'll go through that rundown here pretty shortly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
oh wow, it is late. Yep. But if you're looking for vampire-specific content, by the sounds of it, you are, because Vancouver by night, very specific. Yeah, that's every other one.
Very specific.
Very specific.
I'm just trying to pick up from the seat, and I'm gonna try and play it off like I'm just checking out the bikes up close, like it's a bike show, like people do with
You're
Harley.
at this point catching some kind of strange stares from the one gentleman who's out front smoking his cigarette as he's watched you pull off with the truck, and now you're looking at a bike.
These are great bikes.
He just kind of looks at you and nods. Yeah. I wouldn't touch it.
Oh, I'm not gonna touch him. I'm not gonna touch him. My name's Parker. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. That's nice. My name's Clyde.
Clyde.
Yeah.
It's great.
So, the bike there on the left, that is mine.
It's a nice bike.
Right.
What's this one?
That one? I don't know
Yeah.
whose that is.
Ah.
One thing I know for certain, though. Ain't nobody want anyone messing with their bikes.
No, nobody wants that. Nobody likes that happening. That's something that nobody likes, Clyde. I agree with you there.
So why don't you back away from the bikes, because clearly you don't ride.
You know what? I don't ride. You nailed it. You're a good one, Clyde. Can I get you a drink?
Sure.
Come on in, Clyde.
Alright, he kind of walks in there with you.
All right, and set the yellow line is where we're looking to move the dumpster because he's coming out the back door, right?
I'm going to take
hopefully
not
so.
Clyde's bike and try and get it going, too, without the keys.
Oh, you're going to try the same roll on it?
Yeah, the not Clyde's bike.
Okay.
Was Clyde, did I smell Clyde the same as the rest of us?
Thanks, Vancouver.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
When you
Oh,
smell...
please do. Absolutely.
When you see Clyde and when you kind of take a whiff of his bike, you catch the definite musk of a live, smelly
Okay.
person.
Okay, then I want the other bike that is not Clyde's bike.
Okay.
and I wanna get that going.
All right, so go ahead and make your same roll you did earlier.
Intelligence streetwise.
Intelligence streetwise.
I got 3 successes.
Okay, so you're able to you take the you reach down there and you mess with the ignition on it a bit and you get it fired up.
Cool. I'm gonna back up and then I'm gonna barrel through the bar, inside, past the tables, through the back door.
We'll make it a Dex plus drive roll.
Wow. Okay, that's not the way I thought this was going to go at all.
So you guys see him back up a little bit, and then he just guns it towards the front of the bar, right
And
towards the big glass windows there in the front.
I'm gonna get I'm gonna go through the door. You know, I'm a gentleman. I'm gonna burn a willpower, so I have 2 successes.
Okay, so you come hailing forward, and you goose it just enough that, and you're kind of leaning back, and the front wheel kind of pops up a little, and right through the glass window, and it then the back tire catches the wood part on the bottom, and it kind of flips forward a bit, and you hang on for dear life, but it's kind of straddled over the.
Sure. Harleys are known for their maneuverability.
Yeah. So it's now just kind of wedged there. The back tire is just kind of spinning.
So I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going. I'm hopping off and I'm running out the back where the truck is supposed to be.
Okay. So Thomas, you, Omar, and Nathan were all out back. You hear a crash from the front after you hear what sounds like a motorcycle rev up once. You hear someone say, "Hey, that's my bike!" And pretty soon the back door flings open as Second comes barreling out the back. Now, I don't know what you guys were expecting.
I don't know what he was expecting either.
So, let's go ahead.
We're going to run somebody over here in a second.
Yeah,
On accident.
Let's just do some initiatives. So,
I forget how that works.
Where's my macro?
I am pretty sure it's wits plus dex. You roll at a DC of 6, and every success you have will set your initiative. Or it could be a D10 plus wits dex. I don't remember now that I think about it.
I have 4. Difficulty 6 according to the macro I've got.
Okay.
I got 4 successes.
Okay.
All right, wits plus dex, or was it wits
One
alertness?
success.
Or
It's wits dex, as
It's
far
wits
as I
dex.
remember.
okay,
It's been a while since Masquerade days, but
I'm
sure it's
pretty positive it's wits dex. How many?
Unless it's
Levi got
something
4 successes. Jeff,
Yep.
how many do you have?
I had 4.
Jeff is also on 4. Cam?
difficulty is 4, you say?
No, difficulty
My
6.
difficulty is 6. We just happen to be
6.
rolling 4
Okay.
successes.
They just happen to be rolling
Ah.
4 successes over and over. Cam, how would you say?
1.
Yes! Fast man.
And Bufford?
That's going to be 3 successes.
Okay.
I had a 10 and then a re-roll with a 1, so it was like a bummer.
Do 10s
Yeah.
explode?
Yes. Yes, they do.
Okay, hold on.
Man, the accounting guys. Woo! Hey kid, you'll do fine. You don't know how to use any of your powers. You don't have any equipment. You don't have money. Just get in there and fight a game.
Plan's gonna work. We got a truck.
That's right, we have a truck and a dumpster.
We do have a dumpster. Hopefully.
Did you have any extra
Rather
successes
people.
there, Second, from your 10?
No,
No?
I got a total of 4.
Okay. So Second
The
is
Quattro.
4, and Nathan is a 4, and Thomas is a 3. And Omar's a 1. Alright then. So, because you are first in initiative tied with Nathan, and since you're obviously have the element of surprise on your side because you know what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and let you go first, second in initiative. So you come out of the back door and you see the rest of your team, we will call them for lack of a better word at the moment, hanging out there ready. And you know that there's at least one or two people behind you, it seems like, running after you at this point.
I want to check to see if any of them are like me.
Okay, at a quick glance, this is going to be at a higher difficulty just because you don't have a lot of time to assess.
Sure.
We're going to up the difficulty to 8, and it will be your standard Auspex roll, difficulty 8.
Okay.
My memories right. Perception plus empathy, probably.
I gotta burn a willpower because my 1 canceled out my success. So
Oh.
yeah.
So you burn a will for 1 success.
Yeah.
You see a couple of people who have bright auras, and then you see one kind of wiry, scrappy kind of looking guy whose aura seems a bit duller than the other two.
He's chasing me too?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, good. All right. When I go outside, I start trying to hop the fence, and admittedly, probably poorly. And I try and point at him, and give him middle finger.
Okay. Subby.
Specifically him, as the guys can see me.
Strength athletics to hop the fence.
Oh god. 1 die.
Oh God.
Nat 1.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So you go up there and you go to hop this chain link fence, and
Stake myself on
it is rickety, and it kind of flings you back into the alley, and you kind of find yourself landing thud on the ground.
Well, I've been hit by a car before, so that's fair.
It is not going to do any damage to you, but you most certainly did not clear the fence and find yourself in a rather compromised position.
I still want to be giving him the bird.
Yeah, that part you managed to accomplish. Nathan, you are next in initiative as Second comes barreling out the door, and you see him try to very clumsily scale the fence, and the fence kind of throws him backwards a little and to the ground.
Okay. Do I recognize that he's pointing at a specific person?
He's kind of pointing back at the door. The others have not made it out of the doorway yet because you beat them in initiative. So.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tap the other guys on the chest real quick and look over at Thomas. If there's more than one dude, you got to take care of that. And then I'll look over at Omar and be like, "You driving?"
Sure. I don't have any stats in that.
And I'm going to go
But
stand
I'll
like next to the door
Okay.
Wait,
I have one down
so that
there.
when they come out.
Omar, you can't drive?
I can drive, sure.
Well, the idea is
Okay,
we're going to
'cause I can
crash here,
drive.
so it's going to be good.
All right. So you go stand next to the door. Are you holding an action for?
I am.
Okay.
So as soon as I get the pointer on a person,
All
I'll
right.
drop on him.
First person. Boom. First one comes walking out through the door, and when I say walking, I mean running.
Okay.
What are you gonna do to him?
Is Second pointing at this guy specifically?
Doesn't
Look like,
you
or is it
can't
like he's looking past him?
you can't really tell
Okay.
in this
Then I will,
4.5 seconds you have to do this.
I'm just gonna guess he's got the right one here, and I'm just gonna do a quick, like a kick across to try to trip the guy
Okay.
as he kind of runs out the door.
So is you want to do that as a as obviously a brawl move?
Yep.
Is this you want to go for Dex brawl or Strength brawl?
Probably Dex.
All right, Dex plus brawl.
Yep. Let's do the old Dex plus brawl. Pull up my thing. That thing. Blah blah blah. 3 successes.
All right, 3 successes. I will roll my Dex plus dodge.
Tens in those successes, though.
You
I
have
did.
you have more successes, so you sweep a leg and you kind of catch this guy's foot just right as he's trying to run out, and he boom hits the ground. and skids sort of through the gravel.
Gotta roll 2 more dice.
Back
apparently.
door?
You get 2 more dice.
Well,
Is this
because
out
I
the back
get to
door?
roll, yeah. Yes, out the back door.
Okay. Omar's going to take this as his cue to roll.
Okay, so it's 4 successes then.
4 successes. So you have 3 more successes.
Hope it's the right guy.
Me too.
Take your. Well, I'm not gonna. It's not really based off your strength because you're just tripping this guy up. So
So I'll beat him up with the foot.
He's going to potent
He'll
sweep.
beat him
are you going as a you're okay? Well, I thought you were just doing a grapple, like essentially to take him down. Are you looking to do damage?
I would like him to end up on the ground, but damage is A-okay.
All right, then roll your damage.
Okay.
Your strength,
So,
DC 6.
yeah. So strength is 3.
You definitely beat his ability to resist as far as not getting taken down. So he'll just have to soak the rest of it if he can.
All right, 1 plus I got 2 potents, so
So
3
3.
damage. Unless I get extra damage from successes, which I think
No.
you do.
Not on brawl. On melee and firearms, yes, but not on brawl. Brawl's always
Okay.
straight up.
All right.
So
Well,
yeah,
then I give him the old what's for.
and
Give the old
you take his legs right out from under him, and you hear him thud hit the ground and skid across the gravel.
Mhm.
He's like, "Oh fuck my chin!"
Is second looking at that guy?
No,
Shit.
not that
Okay.
not that in 3 seconds his view would have changed much, but
Well, I need to think fast, so I'm going to pre-spin blood for celerity.
okay,
And I apparently have to take those at the end of the round.
yes. Everyone else acts first, and then you get the rest of your actions. So you spend first celerity. We move
So you just
down.
run over before I get to move them.
Yeah. So that first guy hits the ground. Thud. You hear him. Oof. A second guy comes running through, and he comes barreling right at second. And with his big, heavy, cowboy-like boot, is going to give second a giant kick to the rib.
The boot.
Give him the boot.
Is this him?
Yeah, it's him.
Okay.
Man, that is sad. 2 successes to kick you. You do have if you have any dice left, you can Dex plus dodge.
What do you mean dice left?
Well, yeah, you only took 1 die on
I
your
did a lot of
initiative, so
stuff. Yeah. Oh well, so I only did 1 die of action.
yeah, you can take a Dex plus dodge pool to try to avoid his
Okay.
kick.
Well, I'll remove my 1 die from climbing a fence, and I'll use my remaining for dodging him. And I didn't get any successes.
Okay, so he does kick
That's
you.
typical for me. Okay.
That is standard.
You take 1 bashing damage to the ribs as he gives you a good healthy kick right to the ribs.
And does a 6 success soak, or has it got to be a 7?
It's 6 soaks.
Okay, then I soak it.
So he kicks you to the ribs and you pull, but you're fine.
Okay. This is about to get ugly.
Interesting.
So it is Thomas's turn.
All right.
I want to keep that finger real high, aimed right in his face.
All right. I guess I'll, if I can, I'll make it over to him and, oh boy, man, not a combat guy.
Get rid of the other 2 people you dominate, man. Get them out of here.
Oh no! I get over to him. I try to look him in the eyes and say, "Freeze!"
Which one are you doing this to?
The guy who's
The guy who's kicking
holding the
second.
bird up at him, where he's like, "I figure that's the prearranged signal."
It
Okay.
seems like a prearranged signal.
So you run over to the guy kicking second, and he will instinctively kind of look your direction as you come running at him. So
Freeze.
All right. Did you make a roll? Oh, you forgot about his merit.
Yeah, I'll do it next time. I forgot my merit.
All right, that was intimidation plus. Ooh,
It's intimidation or manipulation, intimidation.
manipulation, intimidation. All
All
right.
right. DC is 7.
For all good plans.
Two
go bad.
successes.
2 successes. He has none to resist. So,
If you make no plan, it can't fail.
True story.
all right. So he kind of pauses, kind of look in your direction. That'll bring us to Omar. Omar?
So, I'm in the truck,
Yeah.
right? And I just saw, Nathan trip a dude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's
One
laying
guy's
in the alley.
laying face down in the gravel in the alley, and another guy's
And,
kicking second in the ribs, and Thomas runs over there and tells him to freeze. Like
This
he's a
guy
cop
with
or
ribs
something.
is in the alley too.
They're all in the alley at the moment.
Part of me thinks Omar might run over his friends because he knows that they'll heal from it.
That's a great idea.
I will let you.
You know-
I will let you wits drive or dex drive in order to try
That's a
to
legitimately great
try
idea.
to not hit second. But Thomas
Okay.
is pretty much right in the way. But
That's
you
a
think
great
you can
idea.
thread the
It's
needle?
my turn to get the beat in.
You think you can thread the needle between Nathan and second, but there's no way to avoid Thomas now that he's ran out to make eye contact, and the guy on the ground is in trouble if you do this.
Don't worry about
Well,
it. Thomas is a
I just-
tank.
The guy that
He's a train, actually.
the guy that is being flipped off. I assume again that seems like a good predetermined signal. So
It's a predetermined signal. Everybody
we're gonna
knows
try to
that.
hit the guy that's being flipped off right now.
If you can,
Um,
if you can make 2 successes on a dex drive or wits drive, whichever's better for you.
Good question.
DC 7.
Yeah, they're the
I will
same.
let you avoid the 2 friends that are avoidable.
Best part about this, I picked Omar specifically for the car because he looks the most Magooish. Like this could just look like a total accident.
Oh,
It
that's
would
good
be
plan.
totally.
I like that.
Holy shit!
Those-
On 3 dice,
Those mini
I
D10s, ain't it?
I have 3 dice. I rolled 9, 10, 10,
Oh,
Holy shit.
and then a 7. So I have 4 successes.
4
Okay,
successes.
not behind the wheel,
Okay.
not behind the wheel.
All right, Omar. Because this is vampire, you don't get to avoid all your friends.
Well,
But I'll let you. Okay, I will let you decide. Because you did so good on this, you can decide which one of your friends you do want to hit. You can
Yeah.
actually avoid Thomas if you want to, but you got to decide which of your friends you're going to hit. You can't avoid them all. But instead of
Yeah.
making it guaranteed
Hey, can I have a
Thomas,
free
I'm going to let you
social?
decide which
when
one.
I see the the car in motion, can I get a free social?
Sure.
I just look, middle finger flying. I turn to the driver. I'm like, me.
okay.
So after we finish with this scene, we're definitely going to be called a coterie called Roadkill, right?
yeah,
Whatever you
Yep.
name your coterie is up to you guys.
yeah,
the
bumper
that's
buddies.
the other predetermined
The
signal.
fender benders.
That's fair.
So this other predetermined signal of yelling me when they want to be the one that gets hit, loud and clear. So we're gonna hit second, and the guy he's flipping off.
All right. Cameron, with your mighty D10s, I would like you
Yep.
to roll 5 D10s at difficulty 6.
Totally fuck this up. Nope, I got 2 successes.
2 successes.
Yep.
Okay. The guy on the ground who's laying face down, you hit him and you hear crunch, thud, thud. And you make direct contact with both the assailant and second, upon which 2 lethal damage is incurred by both of them, and they must soak at difficulty 6.
Whoops.
I was more
Soaked
just hoping
one.
that he gets knocked over. That's the biggest.
So you
Like,
hit him.
knock
You
over.
didn't have a lot of room to get up a lot of speed. So you hit both of them, and it seems to. You run over Second's leg, and it crunches a bit, but it's not terribly bad. I mean, he's only taken one lethal damage from it, and it does seem as though it knocks the assailant to the ground. Not enough
Good
to
start.
dent your fender, even, but you did miss
Good
Thomas.
start. I did miss Thomas.
You did miss Thomas. Now Nathan had spit for celerity, so celerity
Yep.
actions for Nathan at this point. How many celerity actions do you have?
I have 2.
2.
Hey.
What's the
So-
first one?
The guy coming out of the door that hasn't yet come out of the door.
Yes.
I want to turn towards him, and instinctively, I want to use Dread Gaze
Okay.
Nice.
to force
Nice.
him out of the scene.
Alrighty.
And let me pull up my roll.
I'm pretty sure that is appearance plus. I think it's appearance. I could be wrong. Might be charisma.
Hold on.
Yeah, I've got it. I already programmed macros in before we
Oh,
started.
you did. Oh, Grouch Couch with a rate of
Grouch
20.
Couch.
Welcome, Grouch
Ah.
Couch.
I got
Welcome.
4
Holy heck.
successes on the old Dread Gaze.
4 successes on Dread Gaze. Fantastic. We are playing Vampire the Masquerade tonight, and these guys are botching up a hunting scene, which is,
What are you
about
talking
50%
about?
of.
We're winning.
We're doing this right.
So.
Okay. Ogle's being highly disrespectful. We've been told to take out a target. I successfully kited the target and some minor collateral damage into a pre-planned car accident behind a bar. This is working swimmingly. I've taken the hit. My teammate's the wheelman. This is working. We have predetermined signage and signals
As,
that are not made up on the fly.
People.
Yeah.
as the
We are
car,
laser-
as
we are
the
laser
truck,
targeting with the middle finger.
as the truck that Omar is driving rolls over your leg, Second, you see in the bed of the truck, looking over the side, is Taper, and he's giving you the thumbs up.
Not Taper. Not again.
So you dread gaze this guy, and he will flee back into the bar, slamming the door behind him.
Excellent. And I'll use my remaining action. That other guy's dead, I assume, right?
The guy under the car is dead.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, then I don't need to worry about that anymore.
He is
I'm
out
gonna
of
grab
the
one of
scene.
my predetermined sticks.
Yes.
I'll do a quick glance around to make sure nobody's giving the looky-loo. And I'm going to go for the stake.
All right. So the guy has been
I
knocked to
look
the
for a
ground by the
camera.
truck. You looking for a camera?
Yep.
All right, you'll
Aimed at the
get to
bad
do
guy.
that on your next round.
All right.
We'll see if Nathan gets the stake into this guy or not.
This time I'm going to remember my abilities.
It is a Dex plus melee to strike with the stake. You get a +1 for the stake because the stake is a +1 weapon. It takes 3 successes of damage after soak in order to pierce the heart.
Jesus. Damn.
In case you forgot how hard it was to stake a vampire.
Oh, I know. It's pretty tough.
Good luck with this.
Dex melee, plus I get 1 extra die.
Look at that gangrel.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Diff 6 normally, but my stupid merit that we talked about the other day brings it down to a 3.
That's correct.
Yeah, that merit is busted.
Merit.
It's so good, but somebody in this group has to be the combat junkie, so it might as well
What
be him.
merit? What merit?
It's
is this?
Berserker.
Berserker? I was like, okay, what merit can I take? I can't. You're not allowing all these things. And I was like, what was this one? Berserker. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. Just you get a little pissed off. What's it do? Ignore wounds and -3 to all combat diffs except dodge. Seriously?
Yeah. So he drops the difficulty from 6 to 3.
Like,
That is
God.
broken.
Yeah, that is way too powerful in my opinion.
Well,
but
roll that
it's
fucking
cool.
Yeah,
Alright.
Roll that broken.
So now I
Roll
get
it.
extra successes. So 4 extra dice get added in. I'm going to treat that as that.
Are you
And
rolling
it's-
digital dice?
Yeah,
I
he is.
am.
He is rolling
What are you
digital.
doing?
I don't know what he's
What are
doing.
you doing, Jeff? We learned
Terrible
about
idea.
this.
terrible idea.
It's doing okay for him so far tonight.
Yep.
He hasn't been in bad shape because of it. So.
So I get 4 extra to add into my strength.
Crouch Couch knows what happens when you roll digital dice. What
You're
you
not
do?
wrong.
That's right.
You're not wrong.
Oh my god.
And they're here just in time to see the shit show. Oh, 7 successes. Holy cow. That's a
That's
lot.
7 damage plus 2 potence, so 9, my friend.
Holy cow. Okay. So.
Jesus. It's like a goddamn nail gun.
Dude, we need to make a pneumatic staker.
Oh, dude.
Now,
Like the guy from
did you hear that the handful of dice
what was
he's
that movie?
rolling?
5.
I smell some fortitude coming.
There's a little bit. No Country for Old Men.
Oh, son of a
Like the
bitch, though.
cattle prod thing.
God damn it.
Uh-oh.
How much did you do?
9.
9.
Did you block it?
You did exactly 3. Exactly 3. So
That dude's tough as nails.
I rolled 2 10s and 2 1s. Re-rolled the 10s and got an 8 and another 1. So it canceled itself out. So I was counting. I was like, oh, he's gonna be 1 short. Nope. So boom, you do 3 damage. That's enough to pierce this poor gangrel's heart through his back. He immediately jaw opens a bit, eyes go beady, like by surprise, and he just kind of goes limp otherwise. No blood comes out of his chest, but he is laying there. You hear back doors, creaky wooden back doors nearby opening and shutting in a couple places. As you can imagine, some of this commotion has maybe drawn some attention from nearby residents. But at this point, nobody is seeing too much of anything. We move back to the top of the order. The second, your leg is not pinned under the tire or rolled cleanly over it with Omar's fantastic driver roll.
All right. I'm gonna get up. Do I see he's staked?
He has a broken bar stool like leg that he found out in the alley shoved through this guy's chest. Like Nate was back there looking for sticks, but he found an old broken stool from a bar fight last week and just used it as a
It's not
stake
sharp
to
in the least bit. It's
Nope.
like killing you with a
bludgeoned
spoon.
right through this guy's chest,
Doesn't
and
have
there
to be with 9 successes.
doesn't have to be with that much. Yeah,
Doesn't
he's
have
just
to be
lucky it
sure.
didn't splinter in his hand from the force.
And still power into that stake. It
Okay.
lived.
I'm gonna search the guy. Does the guy under the truck have a lighter in his pockets?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm gonna
Oh.
set fire to the upholstery in the truck.
he does. Jesus.
Okay. With enough, that's not hard to do. It's got
Okay.
the old shitty cloth upholstery
Yeah.
in it. Like, yeah, it'll catch no problem. It's probably soaked in oil. It's, you know.
Okay.
Fire is always the answer.
Fire.
Levi, are you sure you weren't inspired by the trash can man?
There's, it solves a lot of problems. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say.
So-
Can you just say, my life for you?
No. There's a grander design, and it is not his. Okay.
Thomas, you don't see any cameras, by the way.
All right. Shit then.
The front seat starts to catch fire. What would you guys like to do with the rest of everything? You're
I'm
out of
going
combat
to,
rounds at this point.
I'm gonna weaken to Bernie's this guy.
Pick
And
him up over one shoulder.
gonna throw my. I'm gonna hold him like he's walking, like he's drunk.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
mean.
gonna wrap
You-
my. I don't want to put him on my shoulder. I just want.
No. I meant you just got him up, because he's dead weight. So you're.
And I'm gonna throw
I'll catch you from the
a
other
jacket
side.
over him to cover the stake from behind, so people aren't seeing that sticking out of him.
All
hopefully.
right.
And then we're just gonna start making our way down the alley, hoping to avoid as many people as possible, and to avoid busy intersections or anything like that.
Just throw him in the bed. It's fine. Everybody in the truck.
I'm gonna steal
Truck's on
Clyde's
fire.
bike.
Uh,
It's fine.
Omar, you see the driver's side, the passenger side, seconds over there lighting the upholstery on fire. I assume you're getting out of the truck.
Oh. Yeah, I get out really fast.
Yeah, really
I-
fast.
I know how this goes.
I'm gonna go steal Clyde's bike.
You go back up front. Clyde's bike is gone with Clyde. When you ran the first
Fair.
bike through, he fled. He did not hang around. He's got warrants. He can't be found there when the police get there. He is gone.
That is true. That's very true.
All right. Well, then I'll just start. I'll just try and hide and sneak my way back to the gas station.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just make our way back to the gas station.
You guys both kind
Let's
of,
get the truck.
a couple of you put his arms around you, and you kind of look like you're helping your drunk friend get home. And
I'll start singing a drunken song in case we run into people, kind of lightly going. Come on, man, you gotta stumble a little bit, right? We gotta make this look good.
Man, I've done this more times than I can count.
I know.
So you guys are able to lug the body of this kindred, unnamed kindred, even at this point.
Take that, not Clyde.
I wrote his name down, and now nobody will ever know.
Right,
And
Fine.
you guys are able to get him back to the Casey's,
I don't know what his name is, but it ain't Clyde.
and the driver sees you guys starting to walk up, so he backs up to meet you, and he gets out and he opens up the back door.
Trunk?
Yeah,
Nah, back door's probably better.
yeah.
Right.
I'm talking the hatch on the back of the very very back. Sorry, I'm going to make that
Yeah,
clear.
okay. So, we'll I'll load the man in. He rides bitch.
All right. You throw him in. The driver, you guys hop in, and he takes off hailing back across town. You guys get back to your haven and get the man
Before we get out
inside.
the car, I turn to the driver like, after we did this, are they going to let us go?
I don't know. I mean, you heard what Tyrone said. It makes sense maybe that they might grant you citizenship now that you've done this deed for them.
Tyrone. Okay. He's got a name. Well, that wasn't too bad. Nice work.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't the best way, but it worked.
All right.
Glad
So
there
you
were
guys,
cameras around.
you guys get back to your haven and you pull around there to the back, and the driver gets back here and he opens up the back.
It was a way, in fact, Malice, yes.
It was
Um,
a way.
Can't believe you ran over that
It
guy.
was away.
This is the most LARP feeding scene to have happened since LARP. But
Man.
it's like random act of badness. Only I didn't have to tell you it was a random act of badness. So
No, that's just
you
anytime you
just-
have
I'm
Levi.
telling you, all the weapons we need for this whole game are going to be at the local gas station. Cars and gas. That's all we need. All we need.
So you guys,
Get him with a car, set him on fire. Let's
you
go.
guys drag this body into your haven and lay it there on the floor.
Well, I
Tyro-
hope that's him.
Tyrone stands there and looks over at Chandra, and
It's gonna be some
She
random
kinda
person
nods.
from the citizenry. It's gonna be like the sheriff. Damn it!
My hunting grounds, gas station.
Specifically Casey's.
Oh,
specifically
When
Casey's.
second becomes prince of the domain, it's going to be a burning
You-
city.
Do you know what?
He'll
Do you know what
put upon a pile
second?
of skulls.
What second loves about Casey's is that the layout of the store is always the same. You can walk in there literally blind. and
Familiarity.
he knows where he's at. It's
Exactly.
all familiarity. So you get there, and you guys drag this body and you roll him over. He's this kind of a scrawny. He's pale, clearly kindred. He's not bleeding from his wound. As his face kind of froze up from the stake, he does have two fangs that have dropped down a bit, and you can see that he is clearly vampiric. Perpetual 5 o'clock shadow that you are assuming never goes away.
Seems right.
Well, we did the thing.
You did good.
Now what?
You see Tyrone goes over and rips off one sleeve of the guy's denim jacket, and you see on his arm is revealed a tattoo looking like tattoo of something looks kind of like a wolf's head. Yep, this is the one. Now
Now what happens?
by decree of the prince, he is no longer allowed to keep his blood. There are a few ways to destroy our kind for good. The easiest ones, of course, are sunlight and fire. Those are dangerous. They provoke the beast within us. Now, if you want to do this the long way, you could take any sort of bludgeoning tool and just beat upon him until he's just a puddle of goo.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that, man.
Or you can find something sharp. Take its head clear off.
Maybe we just leave him in the middle of the field? As soon as the sun comes up, he'll just catch fire and we don't have to worry about it?
How many more fires do you plan on starting tonight?
I didn't start any fires.
You hear the sirens whizzing past again. So the volunteer fire department is now on their second call of the night.
Volunteer fire department's gonna have to, like, double their number of volunteers just to deal with us.
Everybody knows these.
Holy shit.
These,
What are
these
the odds?
No, see, this is the point. See, it's always these tiny ass little towns that have the most overzealous volunteer firemen, and they have these areas because this is where shit always goes down. That's why the hatchery is out here, because this is where shit always goes down.
It's always catching on fire out here.
There's never the city firemen rarely make runs. It's always the volunteers out in these little rural areas where shit goes down. So.
I can see it now. The coterie name to everyone else is the Flaming Hellions.
Yeah, it is the weakness malice of a vampire and everyone else. Yes, being decapitated.
I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe we call the coterie Casey's General Store. Something like that.
Casey's Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
The roadkill coterie.
Yep.
They've all been hit by a car now, except one.
Nope.
Actually, no.
Only two of us.
Second's just been hit for a second time.
We have a specialty in getting run over by cars at this point.
Burning ranch.
Yep. All right,
So
man.
decapitation, blunt, enough trauma to sit there and basically, for lack of a better term, limb the body, so to speak, or trunk him, put him out in the sun, set him on fire. The stake doesn't kill him. He stays like this. I mean,
Could we just leave him like this for the sun to take him in the morning?
So Omar was saying.
If you want to
questions.
If you want to risk the masquerade and somebody seeing him burn, or seeing him out in broad daylight with a barstool leg ran through his chest, and so this is where things get tricky. This is where sometimes the easiest solution is the easiest solution. You see, he pulls out a large knife, flips it around in his hand, and holds the hilt of the blade, holds the hilt of the knife out. Go on now.
On the carpet?
Got a trash bag somewhere?
We
You
got
know what?
Pat
Let's get him in the
Vinegar.
tub.
There you go.
And this is messed up. But you know what? It's gotta be him or me. It's gonna be him.
You guys drag him on in there into the tub.
This is fucked up.
It's beyond fucked up, man. Alright. Anyone else want to do this?
No.
Fine. Alright.
Not really, but I tell you what, I'll help you out.
Alright. Can't say I've done this one before. I'm gonna try to work up the nerve.
Hold on. While you're getting ready to do it,
It's like,
are you right-handed?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take my left hand and also grab your right hand holding the blade.
Together.
Alright, like you're cutting a wedding cake.
Oh, fuck.
You shouldn't have to do this alone.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
1,
Monsters we are, less monsters we become, huh?
I
2.
was afraid you were going to quote
And
that.
before I get to 3, I start pushing his hand down.
It's tough. This gangrel's skin is like rawhide. You don't expect it to be this hard until Nathan really starts to put a bit of force behind it. It takes a few sawing stabs to really get going.
As we're going at this in the middle of going this while I'm holding Nathan's hand and we're doing this together, I'm like, light him up, put him down, let him up, roll him up, rawhide, let him in, cut him out, let him in, cut him out.
What?
Let him in. His skin's like, it's really tough, so line him up.
Yeah, I'm like, trying not to look.
Rawhide.
We're getting it done, you know.
You guys eventually hack through there enough that you see Tyrone's just standing there, looks down at him, says, "Told you they's tough as nails."
Good thing it wasn't tough like that.
The moment you get the head off, you see he immediately begins to kind of shrivel a bit. He's not old enough to ash, but his skin does become sort of ashy, kind of flaky a bit. But he doesn't go completely to ash like you know, who are players who played enough would expect. He just kind of shrivels and kind of maybe becomes a bit older looking, but not completely gone the way you might expect.
Like age catching up with him, like
A little bit, yeah. Okay. And just kind of emaciates a little bit from the power of the blood releasing.
So which one of you is Mr. White?
You need time to get him into a barrel and, break him down with some acid.
I'm hoping we don't have to, but yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you can't live in the bathtub.
Nope.
We're supposed to be living here, right?
Yeah.
Now,
I'll get a carpet. I start rolling him up in a rug.
okay, you roll him on up into a rug, and
We'll figure this out.
Chandra walks over and she goes, "All right, now, what was today's real lesson?"
That everything is fucked up.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good lesson.
But we played ball.
You did.
I mean, I know the
And you
actual
succeeded.
And die.
Yeah.
But the real lesson here is this is what happens to those who flee the domains. This Outlander, he was probably a nuisance in some other domain. Probably kicked out, shunned, sent by his lonesome to somewhere where he didn't belong. And then he broke hospitality. And now look at him. Hunted down by 4 individuals he never met. Put into a bathtub after having a bar stool leg ran through his chest. And now he's decapitated. Now he's gone.
It's very accurate.
Great way.
This is why you don't piss off your prince. Because the moment he runs you out of your town, this is what you'll find in every other town you decide to ever go to. This domain will be your home. The kindred here will know you. They'll come to respect you, and vice versa. You belong here with us now. You're one of us.
No, we're not.
Everywhere else, you're one of him. Unless you want to start the process all over again with a new prince somewhere else.
It looks like we're stuck together then.
That's the real
So
lesson.
if we're ever sent on business, the real lesson is to remember our manners and our etiquette, which is make sure you introduce yourself or have some type of letter of introduction or have business there if you have to go to a different domain.
It's do your homework. Send ahead your retainers. Have them make your presence known ahead of time. There are so many ways to do these things, but outlanders such as this gangrel, they like to try to skirt the rules. They don't believe it necessarily applies to them all the time. They put us all at danger.
And everyone is border and custom control who's under the domain of the prince.
Precisely.
So how often we got to do something like this?
Well, have to do. Rarely. But there's a lot of reward to be had for those who carry out the prince's needs. Be given status amongst our people for carrying out the prince's deeds. You all may be gained acknowledgement by the prince as a member of his domain for what you've done today, assuming that you can remember your traditions when he inevitably asks.
Well, guess we'll have to practice.
These
Do our
laws
studying.
allegedly come from the progenitor of our kind, from the first nights that those of us with the blood walk the earth. They're his laws passed down from one to another, from sire to child, and have allowed us to continue to rule over human existence for thousands of years, albeit quietly from the shadows. Sometimes it's unfortunate that you must see these harshest lessons up close and personal so that it sinks in. Again, take your time. Do not be in a hurry to get into the domain. When you become more comfortable with what you are and what you've done, when your trips to, well, find food here in this, well, quite frankly, it's a dump. But there's more than enough people who live in this small town to sustain the four of you. Me and Tyrone will go back to the domain proper, report what you've done this day to the prince, and when you are ready, you'll be able to contact us on these. We will arrange transport so you do not have to walk 20 miles to the domain, where you'll be able then to be set free to find yourselves a suitable haven. You'll meet your primogen, and at minimum a harpy, who will bestow upon you citizenship, courtesy of the prince.
Sounds like a lot to do, especially if we can't have jobs.
Money is a rather unnecessary evil for us now. You won't need food, you won't need drink. If you do things right, you won't have to worry about rent. All those
Time
things
is money, and we've got all the time that we need.
Don't have to have a house before the sun comes up.
That's why you're allowed to stay here in this one until you make headway. Anything else you need, we will find it. We'll figure out in time. But first, you'll need these. And she reaches into her coat and she pulls out a series of 4 what appear to be smartphones. She hits the buttons on the side, and they start to light up. These are, well, I mean, you know what they are. They're phones. Everybody has one these days, right?
Yeah, well, I did. Guess I'm getting one now.
Go ahead and set up whatever mortal things you need in them. When the time comes, once you are acknowledged, the Harpy will set you up on iKindred.
Send us what on iKindred?
iKindred, the blood web.
Their app.
Ah. Alright.
That is where things such as boons, status, everything else is stored. On there, you'll be able to find resources such as suitable haven for your first night in the domain, food, so that you don't cause a scene until such a time as you get to meet with a harpy. All the things that we supplied for you out here at the hatchery, but not quite such a remote, safe location. Now that you understand what you are and a little bit of what you're capable of, when you're ready, you contact us. We'll bring you into the domain, you can get set up. And then, any fires you set, they'll deal with you personally. You'll no longer be mine and Tyrone and Taper's problem. But of course, as your sires, you will always have us to call upon if you need us. After all, we did not choose any of you at random. Tyrone just kind of nods, and the two of them turn and walk out the front of your haven, shut the door behind them. You hear the driver say, "Are we finally getting out of this shithole?" She says, "Yes, my dear. Go ahead and take us back home." You hear a couple of car doors slam, and it drives off. And that is where we'll wrap for the night.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
As of the end of this game, you guys, we're going to time jump, I think, a week is kind of what we determined. So next game when we come back, it will be 1 week later. I will give you guys all a chance between games to sort of send me some descriptions of what your individual characters are going to work on as an individual, or if there's anything you guys want to do as a group, you can do it in the group chat on Discord. Real quickly, we're going to go over just a quick list of our shows that we do for the week.
Oh, there it goes. He said his power went out. So.
Oh, we lost Jeff. All right, well, here's what I'm going to do. Watch this. By the powers invested in me. Well, Cam's not in the right spot, but I was able to fix the rest of the overlay at least. So, again, we are Tabletop to Keyboard. I am Dustin, your storyteller here for iKindred. This is Vampire the Masquerade. It's an older edition, but it's the one that most of us really kind of know better. And so we're using those rules. You can find us here every other Wednesday, 10 p.m. to midnight-ish, Central Time. On the opposite weeks here on Wednesday next weekend, it is Don't Sleep, ran by Levi there. He is our game master for that. Is All Flesh Must Be Eaten. It's the zombie apocalypse. You can show up next week at this time to find us there. The next thing we have going on here at Tabletop to Keyboard will be Friday. Clint will be doing a 3D print stream. You can check out the Discord for times and locations on when that exactly will be starting. There is nothing this weekend. It's an off weekend for both Everstorm and for Zweihander. Those will follow up the following weekend. In the meantime, then that brings us back around to Monday. Me and Jeff will be back next Monday playing for Community Night Looking for Group, 9 p.m. Central Time here, where you viewers can get into our Discord and play games on stream with us live. Tuesday, it's our Talent Tuesday. Levi and Cameron both do shows that night. Levi is first with DM to Art. And Levi, are you still working on Bob?
I might be.
Might be?
I don't know if I'll be done with him. I'm not sure.
Oh.
I might be done with him before then, but we'll see.
Jeff is back. So we'll move everyone back.
Either way, I'll probably show him off at that point. So.
And Levi does a lot of the art that appears on many of our shows. And Cam is on Tuesday after Levi is done, usually about 9 p.m. Central Time, for Bardic Knowledge, where he makes music. Cam, tell him a little about your music.
I make a lot of music. All the music you heard tonight during the show, that is all original TT2KB music. Most of the stuff we hear on most of our streams is TT2KB music. It's all original. It's all DMCA free. It is free for anyone to use in your videos or streams. Feel free. You can go to Bandcamp, download it. That's the Twitch. That's not what I want. Hold on. Wrong link.
I'll take you right back here if you take that one.
Yeah, you can do that. There we go. Bandcamp link.
There's Bandcamp.
So the Bandcamp link, again, most of the music, there's a few things that aren't up there yet, is going to be there. Again, it's free to use for your own streams, for your own videos, whatever you want. Just credit us, so that way people will hopefully come and check out our channel when they check out your channel. So we appreciate it. Check it out.
That's right. Most of the music that you're hearing here during gameplay has been Cameron's. The intro screen stuff is from somebody else that I have taken and given them credit for. So just to make sure that is duly noted. But yeah, most of the music that you do hear on our shows comes from Cameron, and you can see him make a lot of that music live on Bardic Knowledge, and it's super awesome. So that is our setup, our lineup for the week. We thank everybody for showing up tonight. I am going to find us a very quick, suitable raid target. You know who we're going to raid tonight? Maddie Morgs is live.
Very cool.
I like Maddie.
Thanks, audience, and thank you, new people that showed up tonight.
Thanks for coming by, everybody.
Thank you, Ruby Night. Thank you very much for adding us to that list.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We will catch you all next time.